we're going to learn how to write a detailed and informative hypothesis using if, then, because format, which we'll learn today in class. And you'll do this by writing 3 hypotheses that effectively state what you think will happen in a scientific experiment and why you think it will happen using this if, then, because format. All right? And don't worry if you don't know that, because that's what we're learning today. And also, just to let you guys know, hypotheses is the plural version of hypothesis. So it means there's more than one. All right, great. So the first part of a good hypothesis, like you can see up here, is the if. There's 3 parts: the if, the then, and the because. All right? So the first part we're learning about asks, what are you testing? The if. So once you have a scientific question, you have to set up what your experiment's going to look like. All right? And so our example question is, does ice float? All right? So what I want you to do is I want you guys to partner up and I want you to discuss what you think an experiment for testing this question might look like, okay? So what materials might you use? How might you go about it? So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to discuss that with each other.
What do you think we would need?
We can put a piece of ice in some water and see if it floats.
Okay, but I think we need to put the water in too so that we can see the ice.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, great. Luke, can you summarize what you guys said?
We said that you could fill up a cup of water and then put some ice in it and see if it floats.
Awesome. So we need some water and we need a cup. So if I want to make an if statement out of this, does ice float? It would look something a little bit like, if I put ice in water. So this is a good if statement because it tells me what's going to be tested in the lab and it tells me what materials I need. So by reading this statement, I know what my experiment is going to look like. And it's specific. Can you tell me what specific means, Anna?
Specific, like, just what you're trying to say, not anything else.
Yeah, exactly. So it's right on. It gives me all the information that I need. So I don't have any questions. I won't say if I put ice. It's incomplete, right? I need more. So this is just enough information. If I put ice in water, it tells me what I need for my experiment and what's going to go on. All right? So that's a good if statement. It turns a scientific question into what our experiment will look like. And then we'll build on that with our then and our because. So what I want you guys to do right now is I want you to write your own if statement for a scientific question. So your question is, does ice melt? Repeat that back really quick.
Does ice melt?
Awesome. So what I want you to do is I want you to write on your piece of paper an if statement for does ice melt. Think about the experiment a little bit, what it will look like, and turn that into your statement. All right? How's it going, Luke? If I leave ice in the open. All right. Do you think that's specific?
No.
Okay, why not?
Because it says open, not where.
All right, so can you tell me what open means?
At room temperature.
Awesome, so why don't you write that? Anna, what did you say?
I said if I leave ice outside in summertime.
Awesome, great. So that really describes your experiment. It's very specific. I know exactly what I need to do. Great job. If I leave ice out at room temperature. Awesome. So once again, that's good because it's really specific. It tells me exactly what I need to do. Great job. You guys are really doing well. All right, so let's move on. Before we get to the then, I want to show you guys a little something for remembering the if. So I know this is a lot of new information, so what we're going to do is after each new step that we learn, we're going to add a verse to a little cheer that I made up, all right? And so it's set to the tune of Mother Doodle Bird, so it'll be easy for you guys to follow along, and it will help us remember the 3 steps that you need to write a good hypothesis. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the cheer once, we're going to do it together, and then you'll do it on your own, all right? So let's be really loud. I'm really excited to hear you guys, okay? So it goes like this. Write a hypothesis. make an if. All right? And this is sign language for if because we have our I and our F. So we're making our if statement. All right? So let's do that together. Write a hypothesis, 3 steps. 3 steps to write a hypothesis. And they always test, and they always describe. And when they do, they go like this. Make